From Crimea River, if Russ wants out, what team makes more sense, Saints or Giants? That's a good question. The Saints were on Wilson's initial approved trade list. Go work with Sean Payton, go to New Orleans. That team is still mostly built to win right now. I think Russ could be a great fit with the New Orleans Saints. I think trying to win football games, Russ would want to go to New Orleans. New York, however, and this might not be fair, but it's been mentioned by, I think it was Colin Cowherd, well, Ciara wouldn't mind being in New York. I think Russ, the legacy guy, would love to get the Giants to Super Bowl. That's better for his brand, right? Like, Russ strikes me as a big legacy person. And not too dissimilar. I think you can throw that in there as a Tom Brady type, that they just want to win championships. Russ gets another Super Bowl. He's a lock for the Hall of Fame. Gets 2, he's in. Seattle, New Orleans, New York, wherever. The Giants, by the way, might be more appealing for the Seahawks side because they have the draft capital to pull that one off, more so than the Saints do. So where will Russell Wilson play next season? Is it Seattle? He says they don't want to be traded, but it's up to him. If he says, I'm not getting traded, I want to stay, then he's not going anywhere. So let me know in the comments, where will Russell Wilson play next season? You guys are watching NFL Daily here on Chat Sports. I am your host, Tom Downey, answering all of your questions around the NFL. First up, Cody Renz, Saints realistic quarterback options. If we're counting trades, I would go all in on a Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, like, let's ride. I think it's a great idea. Beyond that, I think what makes the most sense is Teddy Bridgewater could be in play. Bring back Jameis Winston. Do you want to draft a Kenny Pickett, a Matt Corral, a Malik Willis? Beyond that, it's just not a great quarterback crop this year. I'm sorry.
Let's go to Corbett. Why would Sean Payton want out of New Orleans? So maybe you saw a rumor that was circulating that Sean Payton wants out of New Orleans, doesn't want to be a Saints head coach. It's not 100% true. He basically said that he would be open to the idea of going to other places if, other places were interested. Obviously, if Sean leaves New Orleans, he's going to be one of the top head coach candidates and would obviously get a job at a lot of places. But if I was also Sean, I could understand the idea of him not wanting to be in New Orleans. I get the fact that they were a 9-win team, but you don't have a quarterback, and your cap space right now is the worst in the NFL. That doesn't spell, hey, I want to stay here. Now, who you guys got in this NFC game? Because it's going to be the second game on Saturday. Go ahead, type GB for the Packers or SF for the San Francisco 49ers. And if you're watching on this mailbag, remember, use hashtag NFL down in the comments, or you can go ahead and super chat. Type GB for the Packers, SF for the 49ers. Let me know who you got. Is Baker Mayfield trade in New Orleans actually a possibility this offseason? And what type of deal would that look like? If I was the Saints, I would absolutely not want Baker Mayfield. If I was any NFL team, I would never trade for Baker Mayfield. Like, there's other NFL free agent quarterbacks out there. I'd probably rather have Jameis in terms of free agency. Andy Dalton would be a name that I would at least consider. Nick Foles. And the only reason is this. Not that I think that they're better, but I'm not going to give up draft capital to go out and get Baker Mayfield, who is coming off surgery. It's going to take him 4 to 6 months to be able to heal. So, no, I would not want to trade for Baker Mayfield. So who's going to be the very first QB drafted in 2022? Some of the names to consider: Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Sam Howell, Carson Strong. Some people might even throw Desmond Ridder in there. I wouldn't personally. If I was a betting man, it's going to be Kenny Pickett, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's Matt Corral. Hell, in Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, which, by the way, you guys can check out on the channel, it was neither of those guys. Find out who Mel had the Washington football team taken at number 11. Now, if you love the NFL and you want to stay up to date, free agency, and you want to stay up to date on trades, the draft, subscribe for coverage year-round. We're going to go live multiple times a week. We're going to be giving you guys videos every single day, so to make sure you guys never miss anything, and hey, join our mailbags, hit that sub button, and turn on those notifications. Coming in from the truth, none of the quarterbacks are first-rounders in my opinion, but in my opinion, Pickett goes first, lots of experience. I don't really 100% agree that none of them are first-rounders. Kenny Pickett, to me, reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert, not in terms of talent, But in terms of Herbert, had 4 years at Oregon, and when he came to play for the Chargers, he was kind of ready to go. Pickett got a lot better year after year after year, kind of similar to what Joe Burrow saw, where Pickett's not this super athletic guy. He just has unbelievable pocket awareness, and he's just a gamer. So I agree that I don't know if I would take any of these guys in the top 10, but I agree. Pickett's probably going to be the number 1 guy off the board. Now, if you guys want to bet on NFL draft props, there's going to be a ton of them. You can actually do them at chatsports.com/bet. Make sure you use promo code NFL Daily for 125% deposit bonus. Now, if you want to bet on any NFL playoff game, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to bet on some head coaching props, you can go ahead and do so. How do you do it? Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily for 125% deposit bonus. Now, I might just be saying this because I'm hungry. This deal is so good. Imagine a world where you get a pizza, they give you a free pizza, then you get 2 additional slices. Yeah, sounds pretty good to me.
From Nuked House, what is a possible high-caliber player that could be moved on in a trade or being cut that nobody's talking about? It's a good question. I think there are lots of names. You guys can sign up in the comments. Here's one for you. How about Amari Cooper? Cooper's contract is set up to be moved or restructured this year. And I just wonder if Dallas is a bit upset with Cooper and the drops and the COVID stuff and overall being a bit inconsistent. I would not move on from him, but I think Dallas could. So I think Amari is a big name to monitor on that front.
Who is the best quarterback left in the playoffs? I want you to scroll on down in the comments section. Let me know. You can go with Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Josh Allen. Is there anybody else? Matthew Stafford. I think you're crazy. Joe Burrow. I wouldn't say you're totally crazy, but I think it's either Josh Allen, it's either Tom Brady, or it's Patrick Mahomes. Let's go to Douglas Anderson. What are the chances that Mayock gets a job with ESPN or one of the major networks after failing as a GM with the Raiders? So I saw a rumor out there. They're like, oh, I can't believe a team would or a company would hire Mayock after he failed with the Raiders. I mean, there's people all over the place. Like, I don't know. There's NFL analysts everywhere who were terrible where they were before, and now they're trying to do it on television. I think Mayock does end up getting a gig. I don't know where it's going to be, but there's going to be somebody who hires him on name and merit alone. I mean, Mayock's not dumb. I think he knows what he's talking about. He also kind of got thrown in there with John Gruden. Now, we have a big-time game this week. You got the Titans up against the Bengals. It's the very first game on Saturday of all the divisional round games. Now, remember, if you want to bet on it, you can go to chatsports.com/bet. Promo code NFL Daily. So type TEN for the Titans or CIN for the Cincinnati Bengals. Let me know who you got.